Hey everybody, this is just going over what a round of combat could look like, just to get some of the mechanics down. I know for some people it's easier to just, see it happen, helps get a little more of a grasp. So I'm just going to go through just what one round looks like and just show some examples of something your characters could do. So what I have over here is the initiative order, which I already rolled and had set up. I did put it in a certain order. That way I could try to properly show off some people's best, their abilities and how to show that. So it would be like you would roll a d20, like so. Crit, not 20. So then you would add 10. So that would be initiative of 30, which is insane. So good job, Emily. So we're gonna go back. Who is going first? So something as a rogue that'd be cool is use your bonus action to hide. Just to recap, I've said this in the other videos as well, but you have your action, bonus action, and movement every turn. And so let's say you start here, your movement is 40, so you have 40 feet of movement. We're gonna use 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to sort of hide over here. You do have this air elemental here, but you're trying to get a good amount of damage on one of these small things. So you have your dart psychic blades you could use. With one of your psychic blades, you have your ability to add some damage on it. So let's see where we could find it. Glad I'm doing this now, because this way I could help you guys at the table more efficiently when it comes to your characters. So this is just as much practice for me. So we'll keep it a little simple. So yes. So you're over here. You're going to try to sneak attack. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you're going to move in a little closer. Use your bonus action to hide here. So that way they can see you. Normally it would have you roll stealth to see how effectively you could hide. For the sake of brevity, let's say you succeed. And you roll, you hit, right? So you did a roll, you beat the armor class of the opponent. The rule is meets it, beats it. So say this creature's armor class is 17, you rolled exactly a 17 to hit, which would be, you would add 10 to these. So if you rolled a 7, 17, you met the armor class, you beat the armor class. You would then go into damage. And so if you were to use your psychic, reach a 60 feet for psychic blades. That's crazy. Would be a d6 plus 5, and then because you are using your sneak attack, because you're opening up, you have advantage on this roll because you're attacking from a hiding place. So you would roll 8d6 plus your 1d6, and if you wanted to, you could spend some of those d6s to do stuff. So if you wanted to, let's say you just wanted to knock one out, right? So you would spend 6 of your d6s that you have. So you have a total of 9 d6s. You spend 6 to knock him out. Let's say he fails, right? And so this one is incapacitated. Alright, so you knocked him out, and then also you still have 3d6 of damage, right? So that's 10, and you add your modifier, so that's 5. So you did 15 damage and knocked him out. So I'm not going to take the time to take the damage off, but so that would be, you did 15 damage to this one. Then you have your extra, we'll use your bonus action to hide. So if you were already hiding, so you did your attack. Had it been something else, like let's say like someone was standing next to them, you'd have had advantage from just them standing there, and you would have been able to use your attack, your action to attack, and your bonus action to attack again. Because as an opener, you go first, you sort of deal with it, you're dealt, but as the combat would go on, you could pick people that others are next to. So that's your turn. So now that you attack from a hiding space, you are exposed to everybody around. See, next would be our monk. Let's see. So for the monk, we have your initiatives. Okay, you're very speedy. So you have a huge walking speed. So where that goes is if there's like an other objective around, you could just zoom around the map, do what you need. But let's say you also want to go over 5, 10, 15. So you use 15 here. So you have your Flurry of Blows ability. But first you're going to use your first attack to try to stun. Right? You have your Stunning Strike. So you spend a focus point. So you spend a focus point to try to stun them. So let's say they failed. They're stunned, which means now you get advantage on attack. So now you could use your Flurry of Blows to attack 3 more times. So let's say you hit all 3 times because you're a boss. You do with your quarterstaff. And we do our 3 damage, 3 hits there. And so I'm just gonna have it do the math for us. Is moving a little slow. But yeah, so you do it 3 times. So the first one is 11, and then you hit some more. So you would add all that damage up, but you get advantage. Just to show what advantage is, that means you take 2 dice, 2 of the d20s, roll, and you take the higher, so you would crit. So let's say you crit. What that means for our game is for that hit, instead of just rolling the d10 plus 4, you automatically at a minimum do 14 damage. So you take the total, and then you add another d10 on top of it. So it's going to be 14 plus 2, so you get an extra 16. So you max it out and then get a little extra schmutz on it. So let's say you do that, you stun this one. This one's looking pretty bad because you hit all 3 times and crit. He's looking rough, and he's still stunned. With the incapacitated one, if he takes any more damage, he's back up stunned. He's stunned for the round. He does not get his turn when it comes up. Next we have our druid, Callie. So for her bonus action, she's going to use one of her wild shapes. So that's a wild shape. So she turns into some fun creature. Let's say she turns into a bear. Right? We got a bear here. Transforms into a bear, which means she also gets 45 temporary HP. That will go before the actual health goes. So this is just like some sort of extra shield damage that you could take off. So you transform. I think that also means your AC is 17. As per what the animals go. Where'd you go? Alright, and so it shows up here, but we're going to be playing on physical maps. Let's say you go, you see that you don't want to damage him, you want to keep him out of the fight. Say you want to do some sort of ranged thing as you like close in and try to be up front, take some damage. You're gonna cast Moonbeam, right? So you're gonna go to your spells, gonna find Moonbeam. Say you want to do, like, it's a 2nd level spell, but say you want to do more damage, right? So you're gonna cast it at a 3rd level. So you would hit that you cast it, right? You have a 120-foot range that you could do. It's a 5-foot 4-foot circle, so it marks it off, and they take 3d10. So they would need to make a Constitution saving throw of 17. If they fail, they only take half damage, or they take full damage. If they pass, they take half damage. So they would have to roll their own con save, which for you guys it's over here. So it would take 3d10 damage. So for spells like this, instead of you rolling, it's them rolling. I have a rule where if they like rolled a nat 1, so they critical failed, they would take extra damage, not as bad as like a crit, but they would take a little more damage. And so we would go to AoE, go 5, circle, and you just you would place it where you want. So you would place it on him, and then he would take just damage regardless. If he passes or fails, he takes damage. And then that particular spell, you could look at it and see it has other effects. Mainly that shape changers will lose their they change their shape. So yeah, they would take a full 3d10. So you use your bonus action wild shape action to cast a spell, which you could do because you're a moon druid. Next. So the dragons are supposed to go. This is something that if I skip your turn during combat, please let me know. I have, as you can see, a lot going on. And we're like working on strategies and things and like making sure everything's taken care of. So if I skip your turn, please let me know. So I'm gonna have these dragons go. So this is the only one that can go because he's stunned. He can't do anything. He's unconscious. At the end of his turn, he's going to try to roll to wake up. So he's gonna go and say he runs up. He's going to attack Vorn. He's gonna hit Vorn for a little bit. Alright, so we're gonna go to Vorn. Let's say he hits you for 15. Alright, it gets you pretty bad. So you're hit for 15. He has multi-attack. So he's also going to try to hit Tingus. Say he goes and he misses Tingus. And so that's his turn. These guys are out. We did Callie's turn. The air elementals next. They're gonna come over here. They're gonna do an AoE effect to hurt Tingus, and this is Val. Gonna go over here, hurt them pretty bad. So we'll go 20 damage each, doing some sort of giant wind thing. So you'd go here to knock that damage down. Alright, so that was the air elemental. Aboleth's going to go. Sees the nonsense over here. Is going to try to break your concentration on the moonbeam. So they're going to first try to grapple you. So you would do opposed. There would be a save, or he would just roll to hit. So let's just say you fail that, right? You fail that, and then he slams you against the wall. And you take 18 damage from that bludgeoning damage, which will automatically take from the temp HP. And because you are restrained, you would go on your down here to conditions and go restrained, which means you can't move and your attacks are with disadvantage. So he's busy with you as he did that. Next would be Dungeon Snacks. So as a rogue, let's see what we have for you. So this is Val. So you're going to first, something that is advised is you use your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark, which means so you're trying to get back at this air elemental. Let's see. We'll just say raid. We'll have that. So you Hunter's Mark, which means you get extra damage on it. and let's say you're trying to get away, make some space, it's going to make an attack of opportunity on you and miss. So you're able to duck out of the way. You get some distance, and you're going to take a couple shots. So your first shot is you're going to, let's see. You have your Dread Ambusher, which means you add 2d8 to it. And then also you have your ability that you could add a ton of nonsense. Let's see if we could find it. Ah, okay. So let's see. I think 2d8 is what you have. Okay. So it's a 2d8 that you add, plus the 1d6 for your Hunter's Mark. Alright, so we can go here, look at what Hunter's Mark is. Adds a 1d6. So you hit, you add a d6 2d8 damage, send it your way, you get another attack. And let's say you want to use your second attack to, say this is like, this one was over here. You would send your second attack here to do damage to him. You hit him, and then you get to do a little bit of extra damage over here, thanks to your your Stalker's Flurry. And so you do that. They would make saving throws to avoid being frightened. He would automatically fail because he's stunned, and so he would also be under that condition. So they both took some damage from you, and so you would go with that. Next up would be Jeremy. So Jeremy, for Tingus Pingus, so you want to start off using Shield of Faith on yourself. It's a bonus action. You cast it, use one of your, so that brings your AC up to 20 going forward. And then you would go in, and let's see, you want to try to focus him or get him focused on you. You're going to hit twice. For the Paladins, what you could do is when you go to hit, whatever weapon you're using, you would hit, so let's say you roll the d20, you beat the armor class, you roll 2d6, and you want to throw a smite on there. So if you wanted to throw a, let's see, a second level Divine Smite, that would be 3d8. So that would be 3d8 plus 2d6 plus 1 for you there. Divine Smites don't work on ranged weapons, but let's say you wanted to just open up with a smite there and do a ton of damage. If you crit, all of those dice get maxed out, and then you would roll on top of that. For the Divine Smites, you could proc that after you hit, so there's no wasting it on a miss. So you do that, and then you could turn your pistol around. This guy's looking really rough, and so you just take a shot and finish him off. And so he would be gone. And at that point, I would normally say, it's like, how would you like to do this? And then you could describe narratively how you killed the creature. So that would be Tingus Pingus. Next up would be Drexel's character Vorn. So this is something you could do if you know you're about to go into a fight and you knew there's creatures here. You could like take a peek and use your Vow of Enmity. So let's say you use your Vow of Enmity on this Aboleth. You would, which gives you, I believe, extra. Let's see. You get advantage on your attacks. So now you go up here. You have advantage on this creature. So you get to roll twice, and let's say because of advantage you crit, right? You would go roll all the dice that you need to, and then add that on top of the max amount of dice plus all the modifiers, and do a ton of damage. Then you could, if you wanted to, attack again because you get multi-attack or extra attack, and then you could hit again. You can't Divine Smite twice in a turn. So you did a ton of damage, you just go swing, get another one. You got hurt a little bit, so as a bonus action, you can use your Lay on Hands, which would be, so your pulls down here. Let's see, you're down 15. So you just heal 15, bring it up here, and now you're back up to full and ready to fight. And then let's see, for the sake of just showing what this, so let's say he, if you're fighting a, this is a good example for this. If you're fighting a creature that's exceptionally strong, they get things called legendary actions, which means they could take their turns in between other people outside of their own initiative. So let's say he sees that massive amount of damage come through and you heal yourself. He says nope, he's gonna run, jump over, and is going to just like proc a huge damage AoE. They say he just flames burst from his body, right, and it just gets everybody. Singes this one bad enough because sometimes they don't care about minions, so this one gets deleted. But everyone here, let's say, takes 30 damage, right? And then so Ronnie's turn. Aaron's character will come up next. Seeing all that damage happen, what she can do is go Mass Healing Word, and you could upcast it to 5th level if you'd want. 4d4 plus 11, and so it would add that up, and so everybody that you want would heal back 21 points. And then so that's a bonus action, you could tell, because the Mass Healing Word is one bonus action. So for your action, you could use your Channel Divinity to do Divine Spark and do 3d8 plus 4 on the creature. Let's just say you are able to turn it around and hit this one, get the other small guy out of the way, and do that damage. So that's what like a round would look like. Then we would go back to the top of the initiative order, starting again, and you guys can go through. So it's worth it to look through your character sheets to see what those abilities are. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And then at the table, if you really want to try something or try something creative, now that I've had plenty of time to look through your guys' character sheets, I could give you the mechanical ways how that could be possible, and get that done. So very excited to play this. Looking forward to see how you guys solve my puzzles and beat my monsters. And yeah, thanks for watching. Really looking forward to this.